Hey guys, John Stevens here again at Working Man Success to give you another ideal concept, practical plan that will help you move your life forward, climb the ladder of success, and build a great life for you and your family. And guys, if you don't care at the end of this video, just get in the comments, tell me if you agree or disagree, say whatever you want to about the video, and I appreciate y'all getting in the comments and giving me a agree or disagree. So, guys, today I want to tell you about a storm that's coming. We need to recognize in our life that there's a storm, and there's a storm that's always coming down the pike. And if you need to start paying attention to the weather. If you work construction, you know that once the storm hits, if you don't know that it's coming, it can be devastating on your work. When the storm gets there, you're trying to hurry up and get in, get your tools up, cover your work up, or whichever. And if you don't pay attention to the storm and prepare for it, when it gets there, it's devastating to your work, and it will set you back. It could set you back days, right? It could damage your tools and equipment, and it could damage the work that you're doing, and it's a very bad situation. Well, life is the same way, and we need to pay attention and realize that there is a storm coming, and we don't always know when it's going to happen. It comes very, very rapidly sometimes. We don't see it coming, but recognizing that there is a storm coming, and the people that recognize this and prepare for it is very much not affected by it, like people that doesn't recognize that there are a storm coming. So a storm can be many different ways or many different things. And as you go through life, you're going to go through storms, and it could look like many different things. It could be a layoff, a loss of a job, right? That's a storm that you got to go through in life sometimes. Something could break down, your vehicle could break down, something could break down at home, and that's a storm. But it could be a very large storm in your life if you're not prepared for it. But if you are prepared for it, it's minute. It doesn't affect you near as much. You still got to deal with it, but it's not devastating to your life. People have deaths and families. They have to take off work for a number of days. And if you don't prepare for stuff like that, that can be very devastating to your life. So we need to recognize that there's always a storm coming, and we have no idea how big it's going to be, or what it's going to look like, or what it's going to entail. We don't know if it's a hurricane. We don't know if it's just a little summer shower. We don't know if it's a tornado. We have no idea until it happens. So preparing for a storm in advance is almost crucial to your state of being, your well-being, knowing that whatever comes, you have the ability to make it through the storm and it not devastate your life. So let's just take a simple one. If your vehicle breaks down and you have a costly repair, maybe a couple of $1,000 repair, and you don't have any money saved up, you don't have any money put back for stuff like that. Well, you've got to borrow it, or you've got to put it on credit. You've got to get the money some way to fix the vehicle. If you don't have credit or you don't have any way of borrowing it, well, not having a vehicle is going to hurt your career. It's going to limit you getting back and forth to work. So it all snowballs. So if you don't prepare for a storm before it gets here and it hits you and you can't deal with it, you don't have the financial means, you don't have the health, the you haven't prepared for the storm, it can devastate and snowball and affect all the other areas of your life. And it could set you back. Something that you could take care of in a day or two might set you back for months if you don't prepare for it before it gets here. So knowing the storm is coming, it's coming for all of us. You're not going to go through this life without storms hitting you. So how do you prepare for stuff like this? Well, back in episode 44, I talk about how to be a top 20% American. And when you're a top 20% American, it's having $5,000 in a savings account. It will put you in the top 20% of all Americans. And if you have the $5,000 and if you have a car breakdown or, you got a costly repair, well, you just pull it out, fix the problem, and then you're back moving forward. And if you don't have that and you have to borrow money and you have to miss work and you have to do all these extra things, it devastates you in all the other areas of your life, and it creates tension between you and your family. It puts you in a bad mood. It's really hard mentally. It's hard financially. It's hard on your health. It's really harmful for your life as a whole. But being prepared for stuff, and I'm not saying like be a doomsday prepper or anything like that. I'm just saying have a little backup plan for if a storm just shows up, you can take care of it. You can make it through it and it not devastate your life. And so, a loss of a job, if you've got a few $1,000s in the bank or you've got a nest egg, you can make it a little while until you get income going again. And so knowing that a loss of job, you may not see that coming. You may have no idea that the company is right on the verge of bankruptcy, right on the verge of losing contracts. You don't know that until it happens, and then a company has no choice but to cut back. And if you're in that cutback, it could devastate your life. But if you're prepared for it, it gives you time to get things back in order and find another income, get another job. If you have an injury or an illness or something like that, and if you're super overweight, you're in horrible health, and I'm overweight myself, but I'm in pretty good health. But you can, if you don't take care of your body and you don't have good health and you're on all these medications and all this stuff, and what happens if you can't get the medication? What if things go wrong and this is a crazy world, and if the supply chain breaks down or whatever the situation may be and you can't get that medication, well, making yourself as healthy as possible will increase your odds of making it through that storm. And if you have an injury, your body will heal super much. It will heal faster. You will get through the storm. You will get through the injury much easier and faster if you're healthy. So, like if you have a death in a family and it's somebody close to you, you're going to get through that a lot easier and a lot better if you have a real close relationship with God. And all these things that is part of the human experience. Things are going to come, storms are going to come, they're going to hit you in the face. And knowing that and start preparing for it before it gets you, before it hits you, will allow you to move forward and get through the storm with less damage. And none of us wants to go through a storm. None of us wants to experience this stuff. It's never a good thing. But setting yourself up for a storm that's going to happen. It may happen next month. It may happen tomorrow. It may be 2 years down the road. But start now preparing. And then whenever it happens, you're going to be better off. You're going to weather the storm a little easier if you start getting your act together now and start preparing for what may come. But it's not may come, it's going to come. The storm is going to come, guys. So guys, that's really all I got to say about it. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Hit like, hit subscribe, get in the comments, give me agree, disagree in the comments, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate all the comments.